Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United go all in for Varane. Official talks have opened. Sky Sports have said that Manchester United are interested in signing Raphael Varane. Man United are close to finalising a deal with Real Madrid for Varane. Raphael Varane won't take a decision on his future until after his 3-week holiday. So Varane is taking time. So there is no agreement with Manchester United yet. £43 million will be enough to convince Real Madrid to offload him. We've made Raphael Varane our transfer priority after reaching an agreement with Borussia Dortmund to sign Sancho. So there's a very, very good chance that Varane will be our second signing of this summer transfer window. He said not so long ago that Man United reached a total agreement with Real Madrid over Varane. Real Madrid believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. The other week there was talks of a Paul Pogba and Varane swap deal, but it said Real Madrid rejected Man United's offer to swap Paul Pogba for Varane. Don't forget we did have a £50 million bid rejected. But Varane wants to come to Manchester United and obviously wants to leave Real Madrid. PSG have made contact with Varane's camp, and it says Chelsea have been looking to hijack our move. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. He refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that not so long ago. Varane has been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years now. He's made 360 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid got him from Lens back in 2011. Varane has won 18 major honours with Real Madrid, so he's got a very good pedigree as a player. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but he is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world, and if Varane comes to Manchester United, you know, he'll complement Harry Maguire very, very well in our back line. Rio Ferdinand doubts that Man United or Chelsea will get Varane because he said he can't see Ramos and Varane, you know, leaving in the same summer transfer window. Obviously, Ramos has already left Real Madrid. Now, Man United have agreed a deal for Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is officially a Manchester United player. Borussia Dortmund confirmed Jadon Sancho's move to Man United. and Man United also confirmed it. Yesterday, Fabrizio Romano did say Jadon Sancho to Man United was a done deal, and so too did Christian Falk from Bild. Man United have agreed a £73 million fee with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho, and there's £5 million in add-ons. Jadon Sancho will undergo his medical with Man United after the Euros. Jadon Sancho has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. There is an option of a further year. Sancho is going to be wearing the number 7 shirt. Sancho will be making his debut for the club against Leeds on the opening day of next season. But I think he's a great signing for Manchester United. Sancho's going to fit in our team perfectly. He's going to assure us goals. He's also good at creating chances. And he's got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. And that's very, very beneficial. Before Sancho to Man United was a done deal, Marcus Rashford denied confirming Sancho's move to Man United. Rashford did mention that he was hacked, and then he deleted the post. And Sancho's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. So there you go. And I can assure Sancho at Man United he's going to replicate what he did in his 4 years at Borussia Dortmund. In Sancho's 4 years at Borussia Dortmund, he scored 50 goals in 137 appearances. He did have a contract with Dortmund until 2023. And Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City, so Dortmund have made a huge profit on the player. Dortmund did make it clear that they wanted Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they began their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. I think we had 2 offers rejected for Sancho. I think the first one was 72 million and the second one was the first one was 72 million euros and the second one was 78 million euros. But the Jadon Sancho transfer saga has finally come to a conclusion. Because it was a long-running transfer saga. We was in for him for like the last 2.5 years. But I knew there was always something in Sancho to Man United because it was stemming from reliable journalists. Last summer Sancho to Man United was extremely close. But the reason we didn't get him last summer is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Dortmund identified their replacement. They've been looking at Daniel Malin from PSV. But I think Solskjaer wants, 3 or 4 more signings now. There's obviously been a lot of rumours coming out regarding Cristiano Ronaldo. It says that Man United have made a contract offer for him. George Mendes is set for a transfer meeting with Cristiano Ronaldo. Fabrizio Romano recently gave us an update. He said Cristiano Ronaldo is not negotiating a new contract with Juventus and he has a big decision to make this summer. Ronaldo will decide on his future soon. Reports from Italy said a few weeks ago that Man United offered Cristiano Ronaldo a 2-year contract worth £17 million a year. That equates to around £330,000 a week. And obviously there has been talks of a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. Ronaldo's been at Juventus now for like 3 years. Juventus paid £100 million for him from Real Madrid back in 2018. His current contract at Juventus expires next year. Ronaldo is regarded as the best player in the world. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, plus he's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. Leon Goretzka, it said Man United are interested in him, but only if Paul Pogba leaves the club. I don't think there's anything in Leon Goretzka to Man United. Because I don't think Bayern Munich have got any intentions of selling him, and Leon Goretzka wants to extend his deal with Bayern Munich. But good start to the summer transfer window for Man United. Getting Jadon Sancho on the board. We've got a very, very good chance of signing Raphael Varane. And I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a very, very good summer transfer window. Because like I said, I am convinced that Solskjaer's going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. Not so long ago it said that Solskjaer already decided on his transfer targets. And he said he wants to strengthen up in 4 positions. Our board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. Just before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget, to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Joe Glazer promised Manchester United fans that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Don't forget Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. His first attendance in 15, 16 years. But this summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. If we get Varane on the board, I certainly think there's a chance we can win the Premier League next season. Solskjaer wants to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. Next season, though, is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season will be his 3rd full season, because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. I'd say next season Solskjaer needs to win a trophy, because obviously if he wins a trophy next season, that's an achievement. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's 4 years ago now, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for 30 months now. He's been permanent Man United manager for 27 months. Because in Solskjaer's first 3 months at Man United, he was the interim manager. Did well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job permanently back in March 2019. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can assure he wouldn't have been here now, because we have endured very bad periods under Ole where he's been very, very close to getting sacked. I want Solskjaer to succeed as Man United manager because I do adore him. I do have my concerns about Ole. But you know what? these things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I think he's done a good job, to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect, I am shocked. Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he knew it was going to be a massive job despite him knowing the culture of the club, and he knew when he came in he had a lot to do. And since he's come in, Solskjaer, he has brought consistency back in certain aspects. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. He has now spent over £300 million. Obviously with the signing of Jadon Sancho. Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the dead wood since he's come in, and he knew he had to do that as well. I like the way he develops young players as well. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a third place finish. In his second full season, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final, the Europa League final, got us a second place finish last season, and last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which was a record. But I have heavily criticised Solskjaer during his managerial tenure at Man United. He hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. That doesn't mean he can't succeed at Man United. Obviously, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells at Molde. And before then, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. We are going to offload players in this summer transfer window. I'm expecting us to offload Anthony Martial. There's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Van der Beek. Mata, I'm not sure about him because Juan Mata's preference is to remain at Man United. His current contract has expired. Solskjaer did say at the end of last season that no decision's been made on Juan Mata's future. Matic has a good chance we'll offload him in this summer transfer window. Pogba could still possibly leave, but I don't think he will. Brandon Williams, I think there's a good chance we're going to loan him out. Phil Jones, I think we need to offload him. Looks like Tuanzebe is going. Delors, he's leaving as well. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. There is good players at Manchester United. There's players that have really, really improved. Dean Henderson, very, very good goalkeeper. Not so long ago it said that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number 1 for next season. Which is the right decision because Henderson is reliable to be our number 1, and Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season, plus he's got that experience behind him. Henderson endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield, and he's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Luke Shaw, he's really improved. Luke Shaw was our best player last season. Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. And Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw's enjoyed like 7 years now with us. Alex Telles, don't really have much of a perception on him, to be honest with you. I think he's a pretty good player. In some of the games he was involved in last season, he was consistent. When we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately. Obviously didn't happen. Got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. Harry Maguire, I think he's a decent centre-half. Certainly wasn't worth the £80 million we paid for him from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. Maguire was a big miss towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. Eric Bailly, he's a decent centre-half as well, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect he is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. Bailly's been with us now for over 5 years. Got him for £30 million from Villarreal back in 2016. Touan Zebe is a decent player, but like I've mentioned, he doesn't play enough, so it's the right decision to offload him. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. He really, really is. Defensively, he's always been superb, but Bissaka has got to show more in the attacking third of the pitch. But actually, there was some games last season where he did show some good attacking intent. Bissaka's enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United, so next season will be his 3rd full season. We got Bissaka for 50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. Paul Pogba, he's a good player. He's improved. We've been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months because he does bring creativity to the team. Also does well for France. I thought he enjoyed a very, very good tournament. Pogba scored a very, very good goal for France against Switzerland. France are no longer in the Euros, are they? Because Switzerland beat them on penalties. Pogba recently had a fallout with Adrien Rabiot. But like I said, I think he'll stay for next season. PSG have been in for Paul Pogba recently. Leonardo, PSG's chef, has held talks with Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola. Not so long ago, Mino Raiola held talks with PSG's president. He said that PSG stepped up their interest. And PSG are planning to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. But he's had a long-running transfer saga. Pogba only been linked with PSG. He's been linked to Real Madrid. He's been linked to a return to Juventus. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. I think it said if we are to sell Pogba in this summer transfer window, we want around £72 million. But I think Pogba will be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Paul Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. We actually fear losing Paul Pogba on a free transfer. Sky Sports News said not so long ago that Man United were in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract, and it said we wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a 5-year contract worth £104 million, which equates to around £500,000 a week. Mino Raiola is demanding in the excess of £500,000 a week for his client to remain at Man United. Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Last season, at one point, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while and he has sustained ankle injuries at Man United. And Mino Raiola has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the football club. McTominay, he's a decent player as well. He needs more time at Man United. He's not yet on that level though where we want him to be at. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with the club. Bruno Fernandes, obviously, he's a very, very good player as well. Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in this team. And, in a lot of his games at Man United, he's been very, very consistent. But there's also been quite a few games where he hasn't been so consistent, but we have overplayed him. When Fernandes came in, he made it clear that he wants to win trophies at Manchester United. He's been at Man United now for like 17, 18 months. He won Player of the Year, didn't he, last season? And he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes is one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. And he is our best player at the moment. He's predominantly number 10. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Despite him going a long period without scoring. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. And last season he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. Greenwood may have a problem now though with Jadon Sancho here. But you can also play Greenwood centrally as well. But that means then Edison Cavani would have to drop out. Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's coming as well, and I'm glad Edison Cavani is staying for next season because he's made an impact since he's come in. Fabrizio Romano said towards the end of last season that Edison Cavani agreed a 1-year contract. Marcus Rashford, he's good when he wants to be, but there's aspects of his game that have got to improve because he's endured bad periods and he's become injury prone at Man United because he has sustained quite a few injuries. We just need to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. And Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. Got him from Atlanta. So there you go, and the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Obviously, United fans have been demanding them out. There was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. They bought the club for $500 million back in 2005. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. He's resigned at the end of the year because earlier on this year it got announced that he's resigning as Man United vice chairman. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. But I am looking forward to next season. Leeds on the opening day, we should be winning that. I know after 4 or 5 games, is it? After Leeds, it's Southampton, then it's Wolves, then it's Newcastle, and I think it's West Ham. So that's not really a difficult start for Man United. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.